Thank you for listening to my podcast. And last week, I shared on my Instagram stories about what topic should I choose for my next podcast. And a lot of people they picked a topic about success stories from people or wins within the community. So I thought it's a great topic because sometimes we only talk about the things that aren't going well. We only hear stories from people who are struggling. And I think that's because when we are struggling, we are looking for help. And that's why we share more online about our symptoms and everything. And when things are going well, you maybe don't share online about it because there is no need of getting help. So I think that's why we are focusing more on the things that go wrong than on the things that go right. And I see a lot of things that go right as well. And within a community, I see so many success stories as well. And I think it's so important to also focus on this instead of only focusing on things that are not going well, because that's not motivating. Of course, it's okay to feel like that, but I love to focus on the positive things as well. So, we always share our wins every Friday in the community. So I love this, and I introduced this, I think, 6 months ago, and it's so uplifting. And I always looking forward to Friday because on Friday I see so many things that people did during a week. They move forward, for example. So I thought, let's just take a look at all these wins and share it with you so you know there is hope and that things will get better or easier. You aren't alone in this, and I think it's really helpful to hear about them as well. So, for example, I just clicked on a post from about a month ago, and people were sharing that they get out of their setback, that their setback was shorter than other setbacks, that they were able to handle it even more, that they aren't fighting against their setback anymore. Their nausea went, they improved, their neck pain improved. Also, people were building up work, so they weren't able to work for about someone for about a year, or the people for years, and they took some step back to work, and it went well. So that's also possible, right? So some people are building up from 3 hours a week to 4 to 5 to 6, and it's going well. So I'm really happy to read about it. And I also read about someone who is not using any medication anymore for sleep. And she noticed that a lot of she recently made a post in the community, and she asked, okay, I am using this medication, but I don't want to use it anymore. Who has any advice for me to improve my sleep? And a lot of people commented on it, and then she finally reacted on the post. Oh, I'm so happy because I don't have to use my medication anymore. Because of all these tips, I am able to sleep well. And I was so happy to read this during a Friday post. And yeah, sleep is so important. I think we all know this. For someone else who is doing some vision therapy, their blurry vision was improved. And it took her like 4 weeks of intensive exercise, eye therapy, and everything. And she felt an improvement within 4 weeks. So I think that's amazing. So I think it will be also very motivating to hear about that. And then someone else shared that they are looking for a new home. So instead of living in the city, they were moving outside the city and to a more rural place, and they felt so more calm. And yeah, I think that's so important because your body get more rest. And someone else shared that their acupuncture session was going well and that they feel so much more relaxed, that they almost gave up, but because of the support in the community, they continued. And she was so feeling so much better. So I love to hear that as well. Let me see. There was someone who was able to reduce their stress, and because she reduced their stress, she was able to move forward in her healing process as well. Because it's so important when you are feeling stressed. your body isn't able to heal. So it's so important to reduce the stress, and there are so many techniques for it. But yeah, she was able to reduce it, and that's an amazing thing, right? And one of the things that really helped her was yoga, and also doing some meditation. And she always told us like, "Oh, I'm not feeling it. I can't do this." And then she started looking at the yoga classes in the community, because there are so many yoga classes online, right? But when you have a concussion, you're more sensitive. So all the classes within this community are hosted by people who sustain the concussion as well. So they are very gentle and a more restorative way of yoga. So that was really helpful. So I love to read that as well. Someone went to the supermarket and was able to handle it, and this was the first time for her. So she moved forward, and of course, sometimes it takes a while to notice all these changes, and that's okay as well. But after a few months, she noticed that she was able to go to the supermarket, and she got a new haircut, and she was just so feeling so more positive about everything. And I think that's very important when you have a positive mindset. So many new positive things come your way. You feel more motivated. Someone else said, let me see. Someone was able to go through their setback by just walking, resting, and was totally okay with it instead of fighting, always fighting against it. This is something I recognize myself. When I had a setback, I was always feeling very frustrated, restless. I had these thoughts like, oh, why is this happening again? I don't want this. I was fighting against it. And I think it's very important to learn to not fight against it, because if you don't fight against it, you will save some energy, your mood would be a bit better, and I think it's the setbacks will last shorter. So that's something we focus on in the community as well. And let me see, someone made more connection with people, made plans with friends, and this is new for her because she was always scared about social activities. But she got motivated by some other people in here, and she thought, okay, you know what, I will try it. If it's not working well, I can always decide to not plan these social things for a while anymore. So she pushed herself a little bit, and I think sometimes it's okay to push yourself a little bit, and she did this. And yeah, she was very happy that she did, because now she feels more confident about it, and she shared it, and it was a huge win for her. And she was very grateful that other people already did it. So she know, okay, I can try this myself. If they can do it, I maybe can do it as well. And if it's not working out, I know I at least tried, right? So I was happy to see that it went well. And also people who were taking more rest, canceling their appointments, and realize that it's okay to cancel them. People who are making a website because they want to start coaching sessions, and they were inspired to help others. And yeah, step by step they get there. Let me see what else. People who were able to drive, they're in their car again, so they went from their home to the city or to the supermarket, and they were able to drive. And that's amazing, right? If you weren't able to do this for a long time, this is a huge win. And also people who are sharing that they are doing some art workshop, and it's really motivating them, feeling more positive. And people shared, oh, I see so many people talking about art that I decided to sign up for an art workshop as well. And they loved it, and they even got social connections out of this workshop. um, Other people who had a birthday, and they were a bit nervous, but it went so well. She even had 3 visits during her birthday, and she noticed that she moved forward because she was able to do this before. So yeah, that's amazing, right? Let me take a look at, maybe let me see another post. I have to click on them. people who started with a new therapy, EMDR therapy, and felt very good, less dizzy. People who watched some classes and decided to go to a chiropractor, that really helped. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy. There are some classes in the community about it, and it really helped them to find the connections to the right doctors. People started hiking. Um, People, let me see, who went outside normally also always with sunglasses, and right now they are able to, to not use sunglasses. I think it's so motivating. Oh, and now right now I'm seeing this photo of a landscape in Norway. Someone is from Norway and she was hiking there, and she did manage to hike and climb a longer trail than before. So yeah, this is amazing. I wish you could look at this photo right now, but it's so beautiful. Let me see. People who went to neuro rehab, who noticed that they moved forwards. People who felt like, oh, this community is a relief. I'm not alone anymore, and making new connections. I can continue with this for hours, but I just clicked on 3 posts, and yeah, I think that's amazing. And I just want you to know that there are people who recovered fully from a concussion as well. People who are, yeah, just moving forward instead of be feeling stuck in their negative cycle and spiral and not finding a way out of it. Because yeah, I believe when you have an open mindset and you're focusing on what you can do, on the wins, so more on the positive things as well, that more positive things will come your way. And yeah, I just love the fact of a strong community, and it's not to support my community. If there is another community you love to join, please do, because I believe in the power of it. And by sharing our struggles, our wins, everything with each other, it can give you so many new ideas, new opportunities, and that's what I like about it. And one thing I like about it as well is that people are from many different countries, and of course, in our country, I'm living in the Netherlands. We have our own treatments, our own ways, our own tools. But for example, in Canada or in the United States or someone else in the world, there are also some therapies and tools and things that will help, right? So I think by sharing this with each other, so many new doors can be opened. And that's why there are 84 different experts in this community, and they are providing classes, and the experts are also from all around the world. So I believe so many new opportunities will come your way. And yeah, that's why I created this. But most important lesson of this podcast, you are able to recover and you are able to move forward, even if you are right in the middle of this roller coaster and you don't feel it right now. Please keep the hope, because I was in that place as well. I felt so bad, so sad, so stuck, and so lonely and lost, and I didn't know what to do to get out of it. And I didn't believe people who told me, oh, you will get better, because I was feeling like that for 2 years, maybe longer. And when you feel like that for such a long time, it's so easy to give up all hope and everything. But the brain is capable of so many things. The neuroplasticity, there are new treatments coming up. So I choose to believe in the positive side and the hope. And I am not fully recovered. I am at 80% right now. And I believe it's possible to go back to 100. But of course, there you need the right tools, the right mindset. And by keeping an open mindset, I think so many things are possible. So I hope this podcast just helped you to, yeah, to feel a bit more positive about your recovery, and to know that things will get easier and better. And yeah, and to believe in the power of community, because that's what I believe. And I just hope it gave you a better feeling, because that was my intention with this podcast. And I am wishing you a good day today. I want to end this episode by letting you know that I received a lot of questions about what helped me in my journey. To answer all these questions, I wrote an ebook. Inside this ebook, you will read about what 7 things helped me the most in my concussion journey. These 7 things helped me to reduce my fatigue, to have more energy, to improve my sleep, to feel less stressed, and to be able to exercise again. You can download it for free and receive it right away in your inbox. Click on the link in the description or go to my website, theconcussioncommunity.com. It's the first thing you will see. I hope it's helping you.